Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols. I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth. And today from Allan, we have the ESV single column reference Bible that's been anticipated for a long time. This thing is big. We're going to do some comparisons to show you how big it is. But really what it is basically a release of a former Crossway popular layout, kind of enlarged. So let's take a look and see what all the hype is about. The first thing that you want to see is this goat skin, which is absolutely beautiful. I have the black one. This has the double tool lines. Allan doesn't do perimeter stitching. They do a perimeter tool line. I prefer stitching, but I tell you what, that doesn't look bad. That's pretty nice. Now, one thing that I really feel like Allan got right on this is the yap. To make this a full yap would have just looked ridiculous, but this is a good, generous, healthy yap, and it's, you know, got a pretty big gap there. We're going to call that a generous, probably right at a semi gap. And check this out, the tool line. Boom, that is perfection. They've got it right around that block, so this is really excellently done. This is Royal Youngblood. This is an Allan exclusive edition. This is also a first edition. 3 silver Beresford ribbons, very nice. The headband is also silver, along with the gilding that is silver over blue. And here's this beautiful layout. It's a 10-point font, 36 GSM Prima Bible paper. This paper is excellent. That is one thing I really like about Allan Bibles, especially the Royal Youngblood ones, is this paper. It's a nice, thick 36 GSM coated paper. You can see that the ghosting is very minimal, even in the poetic settings. So that's very nice. And once you get into more of the prose settings here, you can see that the ghosting virtually vanishes. One thing that makes this Bible very nice is its inside column references. Now we're going to do some comparisons here in a minute to kind of show you another inside column reference. We're also going to show you some Bibles with some comparable sizes. It's got the blue art gilding. It does have 32 lined pages in the back. It also has some maps and even some illustrations in the back. So I thought that was pretty cool. Nice little touch there. So let's go back and look quickly at the liner. This is sharp. It's really floppy and nice. This is a blue, kind of like in a navy family, and the corners just beautiful and excellent. Those tool lines are just spot on. This is well done work. Their spine work, of course, you see with Allan Bibles, you don't get the raised hubs. You get more of like a tooled hub that gives it a little bit of a raised effect. Of course, this is the silver line edition, so it's going to have the silver stamping on the spine. Absolutely gorgeous. So now let's take a look at this thing and compare it to a couple of others. Now, whenever you have a new paragraph starting in this verse-by-verse format, you're going to see it indicated with a really light pilcrow. It's really interesting they chose to kind of gray that out instead of making it good and dark. I kind of like it. There are some notes on the bottom as well. So you're going to have your references in the gutter, your notes on the bottom. Now, let's take a look at a similar layout, and this is the ICR LSB in the black goat skin. This one has a little bit more of a generous yap. But when you compare the two, you can see why they're very similar. One thing I love about this one is it has the accent colors on the page numbers and the chapter and book indicator here at the top. And people have been really saying this is a big Bible, and it is. But let's compare it to some other good-sized Bibles. This, of course, is the ICR from Steadfast in the LSB. And we're going to take a look at the sizes. All right. Basically the same size. You can see this cover's a little bit longer, but that's because it's got a little bit more yap. When it comes to thickness, they are virtually the same. So yes, it's big, but it's not exponentially big. For example, I have a pretty good size NKJV study Bible here. Now this is a big boy, and as you can see, this is about the size of an ordinary study Bible. So yes, it's big, especially to not have a lot of notes and commentaries and articles in it. But when you get a verse by verse in a 10-point font in a 36 GSM paper that just has all the extras when it comes to features, and it has the references and it has the notes, you're going to have a little bit of a big Bible because you got your font size, your paper thickness, and all these things to account for. Now let's take a look at another single column reference Bible. This is the NKJV Shepherd. This is on 32 GSM paper. It has the references on the outer margin, notes on the bottom, and you can see this one has significantly more ghosting. But let's close them up and let's compare the size, because this is a pretty good size Bible as well. Now, accounting for the yap, you're going to see that this one's going to look a little bit bigger, but the block size is essentially the same. And then when we consider thickness, all right, this is the Shepherd, and the Shepherd, it is thinner, but it is not significantly thinner. We're probably talking a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch. So this is a pretty big Bible. This is a little bit bigger. Now this is the single column CSB wide margin. And you can see this one has a little bit more of a wider margin, but it's not extreme. Plus you give up a little bit having this in the gutter. So now let's take a look and compare their sizes. All right, so we have the CSB, we have the ESV Allan, virtually same size block. Again, you have to account for the yap. And then when you put them side by side, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of difference in the thickness. So is this a big Bible? Yes, it's a big Bible. Absolutely. But it's not any bigger than any of your other single column reference Bibles, give or take a 1/4 inch here or there. So it's not as big as people are making it out to be. It is good size, but it is well worth it for what you gain, especially with those inner column references there. That's just beautiful. So this is a beautiful layout, beautiful Bible, and just really check out that overhead view. It's really pretty. I love when it's got that yap and you can just kind of see it hugging that text. So very nice. I absolutely love this Bible. I think it's going to be very useful for those that like those inner column references with that larger print. It's got the thicker paper, everything that you could possibly ask for. It's just going to have a little bit of weight and a little bit of size to it. There you have it. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is Nicholsworth.